guys. We've had 4 fantastic weeks hearing from our seniors. Haley decided she wanted to go last. I don't know if it was because she wanted more time to prep or because she really wanted to share with us on senior night. But I'm really glad that she chose to share with you guys. I can't wait to hear from her. I know you guys are going to learn a lot and be blessed to hear what she has to say about worship. So I'm going to turn things over to Haley. And as I've said every week for the last 4 weeks, pay better attention to her than you do to me. All right, here we go. Go ahead, Haley.
Okay. So just some things about me before we start. I've played piano since 3rd grade, so 10 years. And yesterday was my last piano recital, my senior piano recital, so that was kind of sad. But I'm going to be majoring in history at Cedarville University, and I hope to go to law school someday. And I've played on the youth group worship band for 3 years, and Grace Point's worship team on Sunday morning for 2 years, I think. And since I was the senior worship leader this year, I decided to do my senior session on what is worship. So I wanted to start with a discussion question. Do we have the discussion question, Aunt Faith? I did pretty slides. I think it's the next one. Thank you. Come on. So what is one worship song that moves you every time you listen to it? So it could be a emotion of joy, or you just cry every time you hear it. So go ahead and discuss that really quick. Let's bring it back in, and we'll talk about it. So does anybody have... Hannah looked very excited, so let's go with Hannah. How great thou art. See, I love my hymns, and some people don't like them. Connor. Elijah. Old Rugged Cross. Another hymn. See, I'm not crazy. Mary Beth. Okay. Okay. I haven't seen The Chosen, so I don't, and I also don't know that song, but maybe we'll have to put it in a worship set. Hannah Cade. I'm aware of the lore around that. I'm sorry, I don't know your name. Tyler. Okay, go ahead. Okay, so it's got a little nostalgia to it. Mason. Is that my right? Oh, praise. Yeah. Sorry. That and I thank God. I'm sorry. Barrett. That is also, we sang that at Reset. That's a good one. That's like a good ending song. Okay. Last one. Greatest, I think. Another hymn. So I feel better now that I'm not the only one. Like every time I pick a hymn, I'm not the only one. So mine is Here I Am to Worship. I honestly don't know why. But there's just something about it. Every time I hear it, I just have to worship, you know? So let's get into what worship is. So before I really got into it, I wanted to break down what the word worship means. So the Bible is written in 3 languages: Hebrew, Aramaic, and Greek. And most of the Old Testament books are written in Hebrew. So I want to look at the Hebrew word first for worship. So it's pronounced shakah, and it means to bow down. And bowing down is something you do when you meet a superior, like a king, or like if you were talking in the sense of like a kingdom, a court, so you would be a lord or a lady higher up than you. But this meaning of the word to bow down isn't like a curtsy or like a little bow at the waist. It's like a getting down on your knees and like bowing with your head to the ground. So I think it's like a much deeper sense of the word to bow down, because it's a much more humbling to be on your knees and with your face to the ground. So it's a very deep to bow down. And then the Greek word for worship, which is mostly what the New Testament is written in, is proskuneo. And it means to kiss, but the place that I looked to pronounce this word said that it means to like kiss the hand of a superior, similar to that of a dog licking his master's hand. So again, it's like a much deeper sense of to kiss. It's a lot more humbling, which is the theme of these two words. They have in common is things a lesser person does when interacting with a superior. So that kind of gives you a sense of what worship means in the Bible and what we're talking about in the Bible when they say worship. And then finally, the English word for worship can be broken down into two Old English words. You can see them on the screen. I don't know how to pronounce them, and there was no place that told me how to pronounce them. But the first part of worship, the were, means worthy, and the ship part of worship is the state or condition of being. So when put together, worship directly translates to the state or condition of being worthy. So out of these three words, we know that worship is the interaction between someone lesser, which we can infer is us, and someone of high importance, God. Also, the person of high importance, God, is worthy of these actions we are performing. So what does the Bible say about these actions? What are we doing when we're worshiping? So the first verse we have is Psalm 29:2. Ascribe to the Lord the glory due his name. Worship the Lord in the splendor of his holiness. And all my verses are out of the NIV Bible. So I knew what ascribed meant, but I couldn't define it, and so I thought I would define it for you guys just because. So ascribe means to attribute or to assign, and in this case, we are assigning glory to God. So two aspects of worship are revealed in this verse. Worship is giving the Lord glory and recognizing his splendor and holiness. And the recognizing his splendor and holiness, we kind of come back to that in a couple verses, and they kind of connect. So I'll get to that in a second. Our next verse is Psalm 95, 1-2. Come, let us sing for joy to the Lord. Let us shout aloud to the rock of our salvation. Let us come before him with thanksgiving and extol him with music and song. All the words that are in bold are in the verses that are the parts of worship that I will be talking about. Just wanted to point that out. So this also reveals two things about worship. Worship is singing for joy and using music and song to thank the Lord for all he has done. So that separates, worship from other things is we're using music. And you don't always have to have instruments. It could just be vocals, or it could just be instruments. So yeah. And then the next verse is Psalm 95, 6. Come, let us bow down and worship. Let us kneel before the Lord our Maker. So worship in this sense, actually this is the verse where I got the Hebrew word for worship from too. So this verse is saying you're coming before the Lord with humility by bowing down and kneeling before him. And this supports the fact that worship is the interaction between an inferior us and superior God, because you have to be humble when you're coming to him and you're coming to worship him. And it also is recognizing God's greatness. So that connects back to the recognizing his splendor and holiness is when we humble ourselves, we also have to lift him up and recognize he is greater than us and he is splendidful and we are not. So I think this is our last verse. Yes, our last verse is Psalm 105, 1-2. Give praise to the Lord, proclaim his name, make known among the nations what he has done. Sing to him, sing praise to him, tell of all his wonderful acts. So worship is giving the Lord praise and letting others know what the Lord has done for you. So the using music and song to thank the Lord for all he has done kind of connects to the letting others know what the Lord has done for you, because as you're thanking the Lord and telling of everything that he's done, you're also telling other people what he has done for you. And the song that I thought of was I Thank God. Am I blanking on the lyrics right now? Yes, I am. Oh, he lifted me up. He turned me around. He placed my feet on solid ground. I thank the Master. I thank the Savior. I thank God. So while you're thanking God for him picking you up, turning you around, and putting you on solid ground, you're also letting others know that God did that for you. And then when I was practicing this, I realized that I began with giving the Lord glory, and I ended with giving him praise. And I knew there was a difference, but I couldn't really define it. So I wanted to break it down because if I was confused, I hope other people are confused. So giving the Lord glory is recognizing God for who he is and responding appropriately. So you're recognizing his splendor and holiness, and you're responding appropriately by humbling yourself or being humble when worshiping him. But giving God praise is speaking from your heart and expressing admiration for everything that he's done for you. Yes, okay. So finally, our application. So worship is about praising, thanking, and glorifying God. That sums up basically this whole message. And this second point is something that I have to remind myself a lot, especially as a worship leader. You think about how the band sounds, how the music sounds, everything like that. But you need to realize that it's not about you and it's about God's glory, and it doesn't really matter how they sound. So worship is not about how good how your voice sounds, how good you look doing it, or how the band sounds. And this isn't just applicable to worship leaders, it's applicable to maybe you standing in the audience and saying, oh my gosh, I think the person in front of me can hear me singing, like they're gonna think I'm so bad. Or should I put my hands up? No, that's stupid, I'm not gonna put my hands up. Or is my crush looking at me? Maybe I should put my hands up so they think I'm really close to God or something, you know? So it's instead important to focus on the words that you are professing and make sure you believe what you're saying. And the song that comes to mind is More Like Jesus. It is a very good worship song, but the chorus says, if more of you means less of me, take everything. That's a big thing that you are professing. You are saying, Lord, I want to be more like you. And if that means you take everything away from me, you take my family, you take my friends, you take my home, that's what you're saying. So make sure you believe what you're saying, and sometimes you might need to take a break in the song, stop singing and reflect. So Ellie and I are gonna sing, well, she's gonna sing. You guys don't wanna hear me sing. We're gonna sing a song called Heart of Worship. And this song, I'm very grateful for Grace Point because we have a very good worship culture here. But the history of this song is the author of the song, Matt Redman, his church was going through arguments about how they want to continue their worship and stuff like that. And so he wrote this song about taking everything else away and just focusing on Jesus. And worship is all about Jesus. So Ellie and I are going to sing this. Well, she's going to sing this song. And you guys can just stay seated. If you know it, sing along, but focus on the words you're professing.
When the music fades, all is stripped away, and I simply come search much deeper within. Through the way things appear, you're looking into my heart. I'm coming back to the heart of worship, and it's all about you. It's all about you, Jesus. I'm sorry, Lord, for the thing I made it. When it's all about you, it's all about you, Jesus. I'm coming back to the heart of worship, and it's all about you. It's all about you, Jesus. I'm sorry, Lord, for the thing I made it. When it's all about you, it's all about you, Jesus.
I hope you guys appreciated that, took that all in. What a wonderful teaching on what worship is. And if anybody was going to kind of bring that to us, I think from the past, from this class, it would have either been Connor, I guess, or Haley. So thank you for that. Really appreciate it. I just want to congratulate you guys. You're fantastic. A wonderful class. Appreciate you sharing with us tonight, putting together these boards. I wrote you a little note in here. Maybe hang on to this if you want to read it later or read it now. But I said, some of you we've known since you were babies. And that's true. Some of you have been around that long. We've gotten to know you from that time. Others we've only recently met. Some of you just started coming a few weeks ago or a few months ago, so we haven't had a ton of time with you. Some of you we've gotten to know all too well. Connor, your first night of youth group. No. Yes. I told you I was saving the story. Tell it again. I'm gonna. His first night of youth group, he's sitting in the front, downstairs. We were downstairs at that time. I'm praying. It was very short. We were going to go outside and play. He'd only been in the room about 15 minutes. I'm praying, and he just couldn't hold it in. He had to rip a big fart while I was praying. True story. I'm not lying. Are you making excuses right now? Like you had a reason? That's why you're my favorite. Well, that's true. But from that moment on, I knew I had my hands full with that. That's my boy. So some of you we've gotten to know all too well, right? Others of you, we haven't gotten to know you well enough. But to all of you, we genuinely consider it a privilege to have been a part of your lives. Our group will go on without you. Like we're going to start youth group again in September, and you won't be here. And it'll be sad. It won't be the same, right? It's going to be different for sure. You've left an indelible mark, and you've made us a more welcoming, loving, and encouraging group of misfit followers of Jesus. And so we thank you for that. Like you've helped to form the feel and the vibe that we have in this room and that we have on every Sunday night and that we have at events, and it's transferred down to the other classes. So you guys have been a huge part of that, and we thank you for it. And we send you off with a blessing and pray that God will continue to do great things in and through you. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine on you and be gracious to you. The Lord turn his face towards you and give you peace. So I was able to go through years worth of pictures over the last few weeks to put together a little video. I was between two songs, right? And if I had known how you were going to end, I would have picked more like Jesus. I was this close. But I picked the other song that we sang 8,000 times, Praise. Because 2 or 3 of you chose that for part of your set for the senior sessions. And so we're going to have that one played during your song or during your senior video. So without further ado, let's go ahead and cut the lights. make sure the volume's up, and we'll play our senior video. I think there was a picture there the night that Connor did that, actually, one of those pictures. All right, well, we love you guys. We're still so thankful to have been a part of your lives. We will miss you, but congratulations. Let's give our class of 2024 one more hand.